Hi, welcome to my Yoga Stretch Fusion floor session. I'm Jennifer Wagner with Collective Wellness. This is a fusion of yoga, ballet, Pilates, and dynamic stretching. And then standing, I have some Tai Chi involved also. First things first, do not forget to subscribe. Click on that little button there that says subscribe. It is free. You get notifications for all my sessions, so don't forget to click all the notifications that you like. This is on the floor. We do not get up and down. We stay on the floor. This can also be done in your bed too. So those are some benefits for you also. Let's get started. We are actually lay on the floor to start with. So I'm going to turn myself, go ahead and lay yourself down, elbows first, and then lower yourself all the way down. Have your feet comfortably apart. And then have your arms out comfortably apart, palms facing up. And then you're just going to kind of wiggle a little bit through the hips and through the rib cage, shoulders, and just let everything just release. Sometimes we don't realize how much we tense up, and just giving a little wiggle helps break that up. All right, go ahead and just gently close your eyes or gazing down. And just deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Allow your body to release. We're going to get nice and comfortable and just check our body in. We got the hustle and bustle of the day. We don't remember to just check in with ourselves. Bring focus to your mind. If you have thoughts come, that's okay. Just let them go. Inhale. And exhale. Bring focus to your heart. Can you tell how fast your heart is pounding? See if you can slow it down. Inhale. And exhale. And let your shoulders melt down to the floor. And hips release. Inhale. And exhale. And bring your body into a full body stretch. So arms up over your head, extending through your toes and fingertips, and reach as far as you can. It's a great stretch to do when you first wake up in the morning. And we're going to add on to that where you're going to just try to reach beyond just one foot and hand and then switch. So you're just kind of going a little further than the other hand or the foot. I like to do this when I first go to bed and when I first wake up. Get all the kinks out. One more each. Good. Bring your arms down by your sides. You're going to bend your knees as your feet are flat. And I want you to tuck your heels in a little bit too. And your toes and knees are straight forward. Arms down by your sides. You're going to start with a pelvic tilt and release. I'm not sure if you can see this with my pants, but imagine you have a glass of water sitting right in your pelvic area, and that when you do a pelvic tilt, that water is going to tip over. So here, if you can see my hips tipping and my tailbone is tucking, and it's just a little movement. Now, if you have really tight hips, this movement might be limited, so just do as much as you can. And the more you do it, the more the muscle memory be through the hips. I'm going to add on to that, so pelvic tilt, then you're going to lift your hips up off the floor, and then come down, and then release the pelvic tilt. Good. This doesn't seem like much at first, it being just little movements, but we're working through the core. So your abs are going to be feeling this, and your back. Release the pelvic tilt at the end, and then pelvic tilt and up. Good. One more. Good. Okay, pelvic tilt. And you're going to slide your hands towards your heels as your shoulders come off the floor. And then you're going to slide back down, release the pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt, and slide and release everything. One more time. Pelvic tilt and slide. Go ahead and hold right here. If you can bring your hands up off the floor, go ahead. If you need that little bit of support, you can do that too. All right, and then we're going to pulse. Chin away from your chest, relax your neck. We tend to tense through our neck to use those abdominals. You can always put your own hand behind your head too, but go ahead and look at the corner between the wall and the ceiling, and that might help too. 4, 3, 2, and down. Good job. Full body stretch. Open back up. Go ahead and bring one knee in towards your chest, pulling in, and then open back up into a full body stretch. And then bring your other knee in and pull in. Good. Let's do that back and forth. And if you need to, you can grab underneath the knee. We're just opening and closing right now. Shoulders relaxed. And just really try to pull the knee in if you can. And again, you can do underneath if you need to. Let's do one more time. And release. All right, arms back down by your sides, knees bent again. We're going to do a combo. So we had that bridge, that hip up. So go ahead and lift up. Then you're going to go down, and then you're going to open to a butterfly, and then back together, and then lift those hips up and down. Open up, bottoms of your feet together, back together, and lift up. Good. We're just going to work back and forth between these two. So we're working and stretching. That's where the dynamic stretching comes into play. It's really good if you tend to tense really easily with stretching, or if you have really tight muscles that we don't realize that if we just move and stretch them, we will relax and allow the body to go further. Okay, now we're going to go a little higher if you can. Push a little higher. Support is through the shoulders, not your neck. Coming down, and then open up into that butterfly, bottoms of your feet together, holding here for a moment. Deep breath in and exhale. All right, you're going to open and close now. So just stay with the butterfly. Open and close. And then open and hold. Bottoms of your feet together. And just let your inner thighs and your groin just to kind of release. And just let yourself open up to the sky. I'm just going to hang out here for a moment. You can even close your eyes if you'd like. Inhale and exhale. Letting those hips release. Deep breath in and exhale. Come back in together. Bring your knees in towards your chest. You can grab a hold of under or over and just pull in. And go ahead and rock side to side. You can stay in place if you'd like, but I like to rock, kind of find those different spots. And if you find a good one, just hang out there for a moment and let it release if you need to. Center. Good. All right. You're going to push your heels to the sky and point and flex. Point and flex. And as you're doing this, try to straighten your legs a little bit more each time. Start to feel this through the entire leg too. You can have your hands on your thighs if you need to. Really push the heels up and push the toes up. All right, toes are pointed. We're going to do a little bit of a kick. Abs engaged. Pull your abs in and up towards your rib cage. And then you can put your hands down for balance. Okay, now we're going to do one leg down and then the other one switch. And go down as far as you're comfortable. Toes are extended. Keep breathing. You're going to feel the core and your powerhouse of your legs and your abs, your back. Everything's working together to stabilize and work. Good. Last one. Bring your knees in towards your chest, over or under the knees, and rock it out. Inhale and exhale. Feet back on the floor, butterfly, open back up. Release those hip flexors. Inhale and exhale. Bring your knees back together, turn to your side, and then push yourself up to a seated position. I'm going to turn myself sideways still just because we're going to be in the boat pose and the angle works a little better for you to watch from here. So fingertips are right underneath your knees and you're going to sit back, shoulders back, chest is lifted. You want to have a nice V right through here. And then if you're ready, you can take your feet off the floor. Do this as it works for you. So we're going to have different phases. And if you need to be all the way to toes down, that's okay. As long as you keep your posture lifting up and out. So we're not sitting in our lower back, we're right on our tailbone. And then if you can lift one leg up and then the other leg up. And then kick, flutter. There you go. Try to relax those shoulders. I realized I was just holding on for my hands like for dear life. Gotta relax those hands too. And then if you can, hands out. Remember, my legs are tired today, so they're not quite going to go up as high. But if you can get there, go for it. Now try both if you can. Got it. One more. And release. Butterfly. Whew. Deep breath in. I always like to do butterflies after any phases of the boat pose because those hip flexors did get a lot of work and help to release them by just stretching them out each time. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn myself to the front. At this point, you're going to crisscross applesauce. If you have kids, you know what that means. And your right foot is going to be in front. So if you see, I'm going to mirror you, but your right foot is in front of the other. And then you're going to bring your right foot around and you're going to tuck the heel under the hip because your knee has only one bend. It's a hinge, like a door hinge. So you want to tuck your heel under and then you're going to sit back and push that hip up to the sky. Now we're going to push the hip up and then relax it. Push the hip up and then relax. If you need to, you could always put your hand right behind your hip and help kind of push that hip up and then release. So right here, pushes to the sky and then down, up and down. You're feeling that through the thigh, from the hip flexor and right into the hip and then down into the knee, especially when if you feel it pushing up, you feel it right into those hip flexors. And then as you relax the hip, you should feel that down towards the knee. Go ahead, a few more times. Try to move as far as you can into each position. So really let the hip release and then pushing up. One more time each. Good. Coming up. Now we're going to go into a pigeon. So this leg right here, your left leg is not going to go anywhere. You're going to bring your right leg completely behind you. So sit forward first, and then you're going to lift your hips up and then bring your right leg directly behind you. Okay. And then your hands are directly in front. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what this looks like for that back leg. Is that leg is straight back and your kneecap is straight down. So I wonder if I'm going to be at an angle here so you can see. Now make sure your left leg, your lower part of your leg is still perpendicular and this knee is off to the side. It is not underneath your body. And then just slide back. Remember your right leg is directly behind you. So if you look down, it should be straight back and your knee down. Next thing is to make sure your hips are centered, that they're not shifting to the left. That's a really common thing to do too. And then this is the first spot. So stay here if you need to. Next phase is lowering down to your forearms. And then if you really want to, you can lay all the way out and put your head down on the floor. So you have your different options. I'm going to be right here on my forearms. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now the right thigh is going to get a little bit more of a stretch by bending the knee and toes to the sky. And then the next step is to come back to your hands. So find what works for you or where you want to focus also. So you have your different options. The next one is to take your right hand, come up and around and grab a hold of the inside of your foot and then open up the chest and hips. Inhale and exhale. Remember, whatever works for you. You might try something, and then if you've had to strain yourself to get there, then you've gone too far, but you at least have tried it. Okay, go ahead and release. Shift your weight to the left. Bring your leg back around. All right. We're going to go back to the start. So now your left leg is in front. So crisscross, your left leg is in front, and you're going to swing your left leg around, tuck underneath. That way you have that natural bend. And then you're going to sit back, and then hip is pushing up and down. Push as high as you can, and then drop the hip. So it's a push and stretch, and then let the hip release, and then you'll feel that stretch down towards the knee more. Inhale and exhale. Push as high as you can. You can always take your hand and push the hip, and then drop and push and back. Make sure when you're pushing up towards the sky. It's not a hip turn. A couple more times. Okay, go ahead and let the hip drop and relax. Coming up. All right, we're going to go into that pigeon. So your right leg stays right there. It does not go anywhere. You're going to sit forward. You're going to get your hips up off the floor, and then you're going to bring your leg behind you. Okay, and I'm going to turn at an angle here and see. You can see what's going on with both legs. So again, make sure the knee is out to the side, and then your left leg is straight back behind you, and your knee is straight down. Now, if you're here, that's okay. This is first step. Shoulders relaxed. You could always come to your forearms or straight out. And you might even move into the different phases. So you might sit at one spot and then be ready to move into the next one later. Inhale and exhale. You're going to really feel that through the right hip. And you're going to feel the hip flexors of your left too. We're going to get deeper into that stretch in a second, but just kind of hang out here for a moment. If at any point a phase gets to be too much where your breathing is not controlled, back yourself off a little bit. I don't want you to force it, because a lot of times when we force it, our breathing is compromised and we tend to tighten up those muscles, which we're not really wanting to do. We want to release those muscles. Okay, bending at the back knee, toes are to the sky. And then if you want to go further, come to your hands, chest is lifted, feeling that through the left thigh. All right, next phase, left arm up and around, and you grab a hold of the inside of your foot or whatever you can get a hold of and open up. And if you can, let that knee slide a little further away and go deeper. Deep breaths in. You can make a fist here if you need to. Exhale. Fists are always great options if you have problems with your wrists or hands. Okay, release, sitting to the side. Bring your legs around. Butterfly, you're just going to move up and down, just kind of relax those hips a little bit. And then legs back out in front. I'm going to turn myself to the side again. Toes are pointed. We're going to slide down, chin is tucked, arch to the back as your toes are pressed, and then slide back to seated position. All right, and then back down, chin is tucked, Okay, this time we're going to slide back and you're going to curl down towards the floor. So using your core to not fall to the floor. I got a spot on my floor that's cracking. Arms up over your head. All right, and then coming back up, peel yourself off of the floor using your abs. You can always grab your pant legs if you need to. And then you're going to extend, toes are down, chin is tucked. All right, we're going to go down to the floor again. Using the core. Try to take it nice and controlled. Go ahead and come back up again. Peel yourself off the floor. But if you need to use your hands, go ahead. And then you're going to slide on down. Chin is tucked, toes down. All right, we're going to come down to the floor for the last time. Good. And then relax. Feet comfortably apart, arms comfortably apart. And go ahead and wiggle everything out. Hips, rib cage, shoulders, feet and hands. Just kind of wiggle everything and melt into the floor. Eyes gently closed. We're going to go end where we started. Deep breaths in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Allow your body to release and melt into the floor or bed if you're laying in bed. Inhale and exhale. Arms come up over your head, reaching as far as you can, full body stretch. And then you're going to rotate yourself to one side and then push yourself up to a seated position facing me. Rock your head side to side. We always like to end this way. Get the neck, kinks out of the neck. Turn your head side to side. To the front. Deep breath in. And exhale. Again, inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining my session. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that little picture of me. And then I'll have a standing version video for you so you can try those out also, or you can just go into the next phase. Have a wonderful day and I hope you come back again. Bye.